I'm Reba Tony. This is Joy in Our Town. Now, imagine your loved one is on the other side of the world facing untold dangers. Maybe his or her life is being put on the line for the freedoms that we enjoy here, right on American soil. What can we do for those heroes who are willing to risk all for relatively low pay and time away from their families and their homes? Is there any way we can show our love and appreciation and maybe to help lift their load just a little? Well, I want you to meet a special friend to our military troops and their families. We're asking her about words of hope, comfort, hope, and promise, a military outreach she founded that serves our country's military troops and their families. Please meet our very special guest, Cynthia Martinez. Cynthia, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so let's jump right into it.
Okay.
And tell me, how did you come up with the name?
The Lord inspired me with words of comfort, hope, and promise. After we were attacked in 9/11, I was praying and saying, God, show me how to pray effectively for America at war. And I wanted to offer words of comfort, hope, and God's promises to our military and to our country.
So that's exactly what it is. It just came from that heart of wanting to give the comfort and the hope and God's promise to really heal and restore.
Exactly.
Now, everybody remembers where they were on 9/11. Where were you?
I was at home, and I was, as a matter of fact, I was reading the Bible, and I was reading the story about King Jehoshaphat. And how, 3 nations declared war against him, and I saw how God intervened for King Jehoshaphat. And then I get a phone call at 6:45 from a friend of mine who's a pastor's wife, and she lived in New York. She was from New York, and she said, Cynthia, we're under attack. But my faith was so increased by reading the story just before, how God intervened and helped King Jehoshaphat, that we went into battle, into prayer for our country, and decreeing and declaring that no weapon formed against America shall prosper. And thank God, the plane that was intended for the White House was stopped. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, had you had any organizations before or experience? How did you know that you could create an organization to really tend to our military needs?
Well, this was God's plan for my life, because I seek Him in everything. And when I asked Him, show me how to pray effectively for America at war, He inspired me to write a book. And that's something that I never thought I was going to do. I just wanted to offer words of comfort, hope, and promise. But God had more than that. And He had me dedicate it to our military, firefighters, police officers that were there at 9/11, and titled American Crisis. And we gave over 5,000 copies to the troops and their families with a message of hope, comfort, and God's promises.
And God's promises. So then from the book, which you brought a copy, came the organization.
Exactly.
And was it grassroots? Did you partner with other people?
Grassroots.
Okay.
Totally grassroots. I remember I was almost done with the book, and the Holy Spirit spoke to me, and He gave me just bullet points. I want you to file a nonprofit, contact the military, Congress, Bill of Rights. I said, contact the military? You want me to contact the military? But I know when He tells me to do something and I'm obedient, it's going to be so awesome to see what God's plans are.
And you're right here in Southern California. You're
here in San Clemente.
Yeah. And so you were like, okay, not going to go to the beach today. I'm going to contact Congress instead.
And I had such strong desire. I sent the copy of the books to Congress, as a matter of fact. And I had the strongest desire to support the troops and their families. It was overwhelming compassion and desire, which I knew God was working. And I said, okay, God, I'm willing. You have to open the door, because I don't know how to do this.
Right.
Oh, you have to open the door. Well, my pastor read the book, and he said, Cynthia, you've been called for America and for our military. I'm going to invite you to Senator Bill Morrow's prayer breakfast in Carlsbad. So I went. And there she was, Lisa Wright from the 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, whose husband was deployed in Iraq. And I went up to her after she spoke, and I said, Lisa, what can I do for you? I have a military outreach. What can I do to support you? She says, well, it was November the 9th, 2004, and she said, we need gifts for our Christmas party. I said, you got it. We collected enough for 2 parties that year, and thank God we've been there ever since.
Ah, that's great. Now, do you come from a military family? Do you have a military background?
Well, my brother served in the Vietnam War.
Okay.
And but I was young.
Yeah, I was going to say, you had to be just a kid.
I was young, and so I really didn't understand that at all.
What did it look like to you at that age, seeing your brother serve?
It bothered me a lot, because I knew my brother was overseas, but yet I still didn't understand the full meaning of war until we were attacked here on our soil. I understood, oh my gosh, American citizens lost their lives, and our troops are out there in harm's way, and I couldn't imagine being married, 41 years. I couldn't imagine being away from my husband for 1 year deployment or 7 to 9 months deployment. I couldn't imagine that. And I had so much compassion for the wives, and I wanted to be there to support them. So we also support the troops deployed overseas, but also their families at home, to let them know we are behind you, we support you, and we're praying for you.
Ah, that's wonderful. I come from a long military family. My stepdad served in the Vietnam War. He has a Purple Heart.
Oh.
So, you know, we grew up looking at his medals, and, you know, he had a scar from here to here, and, you know, you'd see it when we were at the beach or at the water. And
Wow.
all my uncles served, and cousins have even served.
That's
So
awesome.
I have a really special place in my heart for the military, too. And here in Southern California, we have so many military families.
We do.
Who are awaiting as someone in their family has been deployed. And you have to have the support of the community, because you can't do it alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How does your organization help the families?
What we do is we support the troops that are deployed overseas, and I'm honored to say that we are supporting all branches of the military, including our Navy SEALs, and then the families back home. We have military spouse luncheons, appreciation lunches, pamper parties. Yes, and a lot of these wives, they're with their children, being mom and dad. They have no time for themselves, and I'll explain it right here. This is Iraq. A lieutenant colonel sent me this tape when they were serving in Iraq. This was the 5th Marines headquarters. We do beach parties. As a matter of fact, we've got one coming up next month, September 14th. We roll the red carpet out. The community comes out to show their love and support to the troops, thanking them, hugging them for their service.
This is so great.
TBN donated that big TV.
Really?
Yes, at that beach
wonderful.
party. Valentine care packages, Christmas parties on base.
Oh, that's great.
Look at all those toys. This is the American people coming and supporting what we do. Beach parties, that group, safaris came out, played, donated their time. We have clowns, massage therapists. We give away free, there's a massage therapist. Our troops deserve that.
Yeah, they do.
What they've
Definitely.
been through.
Just for the 2 days it takes them to get home.
Exactly. We have dance contests, watermelon, pie eating. They win door prizes. We want to give back to our troops, to let them know we appreciate their service.
Yeah, what they did. It's so hard to be there and fighting, and then come back here, and it's like nobody notices.
Exactly.
My cousin, he and I shared a house together when he was deployed, and when he came back for R&R, he couldn't believe how it was like time was standing still here, and like nobody even realized we were at war.
I know.
And so to do this and show them the appreciation for those 90-pound backpacks they carry every day in the 100-degree weather.
Over 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's Lieutenant Colonel McCarthy. This was just before deployment. 3rd Tracks deployed. We gave them goodie bags to take with them. This is here, massage, and the blankets that we shipped out to Camp Pendleton. That was at the Christmas party that we had.
Okay. So
Your thoughts, your prayers enable us to do great things, and you make us stronger every day. Thank you for everything.
Thank you very much. And God bless America.
So sweet.
Yes, this right here,
there
I'm
you
thanking
are.
Sergeant Major. As a matter of fact, he's deployed right now. We're supporting him.
Okay.
This was at the beach party we held up on Flag Day, 90-foot flag.
Whoa, that flag is huge.
Yes,
Where is
and we
that
sang
flag
God
at
Bless
now?
America. That's Lieutenant Colonel.
Aw.
Yes. So that's kind of what we do in a two and a half minute nutshell.
Well, that's great. Where's that flag at now? Whose flag is that?
He was the Air Force, allowed us to use that. And you know what was really awesome? This was Flag Day. It was so appropriate for Flag Day. And then I received another call saying, Cynthia, how would you like a flyover? I said, we'll take it. We had 2 Cobras flying over. Well, we stood up, held up the flag, the troops, community, churches, and singing God Bless America. My brother held up that flag, and he was crying as all Americans were holding up, singing God Bless America.
Well, that
was
just, I'm glad
awesome.
we brought some Kleenex
Yeah.
on this show,
Yeah.
because that definitely is a tearjerker. So you do these beach days. That's during the summer, and then
Yes.
you have your Christmas party.
Yes, a Christmas party. We have luncheons for the wives, and then it's ongoing because we also support like the Wounded Warriors. In April, they had a baby shower. We had baby wreaths, baby gifts to give to the wives. It's ongoing. We support military families that are going through, crisis.
Now, okay, I know this because I come from a military family, but a lot of people don't understand if they're not exposed to it. Why would a military family that's here waiting, why wouldn't they maybe have all the resources they need? Or why would they need help? People, I think, assume that everything is paid for them.
No. As a matter of fact, a lot of our Marines and our military, all branches, But because I work close to the Marine Corps, I have found that a lot of them, they don't get paid that much income at all for what they do. And I'll tell you something, they deserve the highest pay. They're putting their life on the line for our freedom. They deserve the highest respect and pay for them and their families, because their families should not have to be suffering while they're deployed, how they're going to make ends meet, living from paycheck to paycheck. That is just not
And
right.
a lot of times, and it's just because you're dealing with, you know, the government's so huge, so even though the government does try to do everything they can for the military, I know there's hiccups, because when my cousin was deployed, it's like you go from one pay system to a different pay system, so there could be weeks or months before you get onto that next pay, before the next check rolls in.
Right.
So there's all these little bumps and hiccups that people don't know when
they're not aware.
They're not aware of.
They're not aware.
And so, you know, if you get deployed and it's near Christmas, there could be a hiccup right there, and then all of a sudden, you know, you've got a single parent basically here that has no money to take care of the family or Christmas.
You're right. I remember one time I received, I was talking to one of the military spouses, and she said, Cynthia, we have a Christmas tree, but we don't have any gifts to put underneath it. And I said, we're going to adopt you, and we have been every year. I love this family. And then I remember, you know, a Christmas party that we had, and one of the family readiness officers said to me, you know, there's some here that wouldn't have gifts at all for their children. And I mean, they went home with bags full. I mean, the little kids walking around with bags. So it gave me more joy, you know. But that was American people, all of us coming together, supporting our troops and showing our love and our appreciation.
I love the fact that not only does it bring comfort, hope, and promise to the people we're supporting, to the military and their families, but as we volunteer, as we get involved, it warms our hearts and it brings comfort, hope, and promise to us as well. And you're giving away this free leadership Bible.
Yes, this is brand new. I'm so excited. As a matter of fact, I just received this yesterday. These are for military chaplains, and the chief editor is Chaplain Verna Lindsay. And they allowed me to put my logo on it. This is all endorsed by military chaplains. It has quotes of our founding fathers, George Washington, John Adams, and that the Constitution was made only for a moral and a religious people, wholly inadequate to the government of any other. American people need to be reminded of that. And also, it has all the hymn songs of every branch of the military. It has pictures. It's phenomenal. It's wonderful.
And you're giving this Bible away?
Military families.
And they can contact you?
They can contact me on our website.
On your website to find out more about that and your other book and how they can get involved and
and
volunteer.
how they can absolutely.
Go to the beach party, hand out gifts, all that?
Yes, absolutely.
Cynthia, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
I want to hold the next time you bring the flag out to the beach, let me know.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Next, we're going to meet a man who served in the military and a service spouse and hear firsthand about the things that they faced and how words of comfort, hope, and promise have touched